guys, so if you follow me on TikTok, I do a lot of Polynesian costume making on that platform, and a lot of you have asked me how to braid a Tahitian or an oritahiti silk tea leaf hip band, and I do teach a workshop for that on my Patreon. So if you're interested in taking the actual workshop for it, you can head over there. I'll have the link down below and everything like that. So what I'm going to show you guys today is really just the braiding portion. I'm not going to really show you any of the other processes because I want to keep the video short. So without further ado, you have already prepped your braid in three strands, 2 on the right, 1 on the left, or 2 on the left, 1 on the right, whichever you prefer. I already have my leaves cut, so we're just going to go straight into it. You're going to take your first leaf and you're going to fold it. You can fold it however you like. I do have a specific way that I like to fold my leaves, but I go over that on Patreon. For this tutorial, I'm just going to do it regularly and not really fold it in any way, because it's really up to you how you want to fold your leaves. Okay, so you're going to put 2 in, or however many you want to put in, because people have different preferences in their leaf patterns. So I'm just going to put 2. You're going to bring over the farthest right strand over the middle, cross, and go up. If you are wondering where I got my leaves from, I do also list it on my Patreon. I have a link for it. And that post is free to view, so it's open to the public for you to view that one if you're interested in these kinds of leaves. Okay, so this is the next round. Sorry, I'll take that back out. So let's say I'm doing a laulua, laukolu pattern, or just a laulua pattern. Again, it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and stack the next leaves over that. Bring the farthest left strand over the middle to the right, and then pull this up. So some of you may be thinking like, oh, that's not a lot of room. This is more than enough room. I've been making it like this for many years, and this won't come out. Even if you pull it tight, it won't come out. So for this type of artificial leaf, this way to do it is okay. If this is real tea leaves, you don't do it like this. This is just for this particular artificial leaf. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and get your next one, and it's just the same pattern. You're gonna stack it on top, farthest right strand, bring it over the middle, and bring the bottom up over to the left. So what you always want to do is make sure that this is always tight. So you're holding this and you're not letting it go, because once you let it go, everything's going to come out. Okay. And you're going to repeat the same thing all the way down. So when I normally do this, I place my leaves in a certain way to make the belt look super full, and you'll see that in the thumbnail. That belt is braided in the way that I usually like to braid. Again, the way I'm demonstrating is just the general, where I'm not really rotating my leaves. I'm not sticking to a pattern really. This is just to demonstrate the braid itself. And I am going to share that the name of this braid is haku. This is haku. So I'm not saying that this is the name of the belt. No, this is the name of the braiding style in Hawaiian. So, and like I had mentioned this on TikTok, our braiding techniques in Polynesia are universal with a lot of each other's cultures. So in Tahiti, this is also how they braid a lot of their hatua, which is a hip belt in Auti. So they're the same. We just have different names for the braid type itself. So again, this braiding type with 3 strands is called haku. Haku is not the name of a hakule that people call it, where they wear it on their head. That's actually a lepo'o. And the style in which they are making it is haku, which is this, because you can also use this to make lei. But if they're not making their hakus in this style, it's not a haku. So that's just some sharing of information there. But anyway, so you're going to go ahead and repeat this process all the way down until you finish the belt. And as you can see, there's not a lot of volume with my belt right now. Like it's really just kind of like this, thinner, compared to what you would have seen in my thumbnail. And that's because I'm not doing it the way I normally do. This is just a demonstration. But if you want to learn that way that I do it, where I go over leaf placements, pattern types, how I cut my leaves, how I fold my leaves, that's also a very important thing, because if you're folding your leaves anyway, it's not going to, your belt is going to look different depending on how you fold your leaves. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. That's why when you see a lot of dancers with silk tea leaves on, or even real tea leaves, sometimes they'll look different. Some girls will have a thick belt, some girls will have really thin belts, or their belts will droop down. And that has a lot to do with, one, your leaf pattern, how you folded your leaves, and how much you stretched the belt out. So that's all of that matters when it comes to the actual braiding of your hip belt. So if you don't braid it a certain way, it's not gonna end up looking really full. And if you don't want it to look full, that's totally okay. It's, you braid it to the style that you want it to look like. So again, while I braid, I'll just go over other ways that you can watch my tutorials. So I do have tutorials on Patreon, like I said, and that's just my general website that has a lot of my behind the scenes content. So I'll post in detail posts on there about my processes, like where I get my leaves from, where you can buy them, pros and cons about them, or even other material that I use. I'll elaborate more on my posts from TikTok. When people ask me questions, I answer a lot of questions more in detail on my Patreon. So that's really a good place if you're an avid customer and you like to learn about those kinds of things. Then Patreon is a great place to take my tutorials. If you're not really interested in that, you just want to learn the workshop itself and take this one single thing, I do have my main costume making library, which is on my main platform, which is media.iheartpolynesia.com. And you can actually rent my workshops there, or not rent, sorry. You can get a day pass on my workshops, and you can learn it. And you have 24-hour access to watch any workshop you want. And each workshop has about 5 to 8 videos in it, and that goes over in detail every single step, all the things you'll need. So it's a lot more detailed than here. And I'll put all of that information down below. So you're just going to keep on doing this all the way to the end. And when we get to the end, I will go over how to end your belt. I'm also going to start making the belt how I would normally make it. We're going to fast forward it though. And so it's going to look a lot fuller than this. But your bottom, when you're going, should look something like this. Okay? And this should all be even. And even meaning that there's not things twisting or coming out. It's all doing the same looking pattern. Okay, so I forgot to turn the camera back on. So I finished the belt already, but that's okay, because it's just, when you end it, you just do a regular braid, a regular 3-strand braid. And at the end, your belt should look something like this. on the inside all the way down, and then the belt stretches, right? So it's gonna stretch like, let's see how much it stretches. 24, and it stretches to a 35, okay? So that was about 9 inches, 9-inch stretch. So this is basically what a 2.5 package of leaves got me, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you want to watch the full workshop, again, see the links below. Everything's on my Patreon or on my main costume library, or on Art Pacifica. I do teach on there too. So, bye. Happy crafting.